Welcome back to Sun Crypto Daily Update. We're gonna start with XRP. As you can see on the screen, we still got the same setup on the weekly chart. Got multiple rejections, so let's go ahead and take a look at the daily chart. The daily chart, as I mentioned previously, I'm still expecting XRP to make a move to the upside and then retest this area, maybe get a rejection and come back, right? So the moving average is about to cross over, so let's just watch out, right? See how XRP gonna react right around this area, right? So I'm still expecting like a move to the upside. Let's see, we got ABC correction to the downside. I'm expecting this type of move, come back, retest it before a move to the upside, right? So let's just see how XRP is going to be behaving the next couple of days, right? So let's take a look at Nano. Nano still got a solid support right around this area of support line, right? So I'm still expecting Nano to get as close as possible to the end of the triangle, right? So that's my setup for Nano. I'm still waiting for Nano to get as close as possible to this area before a move to the upside, right? At least for the short term. So Nano is pretty safe, moving below the 50 EMA. So I don't see Nano getting like any further down below this trend line. At least for the short term, right? Like let's say the next like 5 to 10 days, right? So we should see like Nano at least make a decision which way it wants to go, right? So let's take a look at the XLM. As I mentioned previously about XLM, still the same setup. I'm still expecting XLM to retest the low before a move to the upside, right? So I'm still expecting like the moving average to get lower, drop lower, right? And then the price also gonna get lower before a move to the upside. So when you take a look at the RSI, the RSI is still like making a U-turn, as I mentioned like last week, right? So the RSI gonna make a U-turn before a move to the upside. So you got to think about it, because of this move being like so aggressive, it has to slow down at least for the short term and give like the price some time to build some more momentum, right? At least for the short term, right? So expect Nano to retest this low, let's say 2080, right? So at least for the short term before a move to the upside. So you're looking at another 5 to 8% to the upside, to the downside before a move to the upside. So let's take a look at ADA. When you take a look at ADA, I still got the same setup. So as I mentioned, right, we got this move right to the upside, and then I say like ADA gonna come back and retest these lows and then make another move to the upside. So the same setup is right here. So we still got the same move, right? So I'm still expecting ADA to make a 10 to 15% to the upside. So because we break this low, so I'm expecting like ADA to move and then retest this area of neckline, at least for the short term, right? So the next coin we're gonna take a look at is LITECOIN. When you take a look at LITECOIN, as I mentioned previously, I'm still expecting LITECOIN to get below this 382 at least for the short term, right? And then probably LITECOIN could be supported by this 50 EMA at least for the short term. If not, I'm still like waiting for LITECOIN to make a 10 to 11% drop and get support from this 100 EMA at least for the short term, right? Because you got to think about the 100 EMA most likely going to be moving very, very fast, right? And then the 50 EMA most likely going to be moving slow, right? So and I'm expecting like the 50 EMA move down, and then the 100 EMA move up, and then the price going to get support right around this area. So that's what I'm expecting at least for the short term, right, from LITECOIN. So let's take a look at ETHEREUM, right? When you take a look at ETHEREUM, I still got the same setup. I said yesterday, right? Ethereum gonna get support from this after the crossover. Ethereum gonna get a support by the 50 EMA, right? And then that's what we got exactly. If you take a look at it, we got a big support from the 50 EMA, right? At least for the short term. So we basically made this double correction, this ABC correction. So let's see if price can move sideways for a couple of days, and then a move to the upside. So let's say by Saturday or Sunday after the weekly close, we should see like some volatility, right? We most likely gonna get some rejection, but let's say we could be getting some rejection right around this area, a pullback, and then a move to the upside, right? So at least for the short term, right, but you know, the long term, let's say the next 2 to 3 weeks, medium term, I'm still expecting Ethereum with a 25% move to the upside, right? And then complete the one-to-one extension I talked about yesterday. So and then the next coin we're going to talk about is Neo. Nothing has changed with Neo. As I said, like yesterday, we're still going to get a support from the 100 EMA, right? So we got a support from the 100 EMA. Most likely, you know, it's going to break below and get a support from this 50, right? So after that, you know, I'm still, you know, waiting for the RSI to make a move, make a U-turn, at least for the short term. Let's take a look at the RSI. So you see, we're starting to make a U-turn, right? So I'm still expecting RSI to get as close as possible to this area of 68 to 67, and then most likely we're gonna get a divergence before you know, Neo come back down to this area of support, right? Let's say this area of support. So I'm still expecting Neo on the dollar value to get like to 11, let's say 11.5 to 12.5, at least for the short term, to complete the one-to-one extension. So let's take a look at Monero. For Monero, we still got the same setup. As I said, like Monero gonna get a support from this crossover right between these two lines, right? So the support line and then the resistance line, you know, most likely going to support the price, because Monero is moving like is moving below the 50 EMA, right? So it doesn't have any support, and then it made like a nice, you know, accumulation area, right? When you take a look at Monero, so this accumulation move is pretty nice, and then I'm expecting like Monero with a very explosive move to the upside, right? At least for the short term, and then target is right around this area of let's say, you know, 0.014 to 0.015, right? So at least for the short term, right, in let's say like the next couple of weeks, right, at least for the short term. So the next coin we're going to take a look at is ICX. For ICX, we got the same setup, right? You know, as I said previously, you know, we're going to make a slight correction right around this area and get support, right? Either we're going to get support from the 50, or we're going to get support from this area of previous resistance, right? And then make a you know, another one-to-one extension to this you know, upper level of this you know, 100 EMA, which is another 20% to the upside. So ICX still bullish, kind of like silent the last let's say 12 to 15 hours, but you know, it's still bullish, right? Because we made this one-to-one extension. I said like a couple weeks ago, ICX gonna make this one-to-one extension right here. Because you gotta think about it, right? ICX been building up some momentum right around this area, right? When you take a look at it, so this sideways correction was like a, you know, a ready to move you know, action, right? So we move above the 50 EMA. Now we, you know, try to attempt to move above the 100 EMA, at least for the short term, right? So that's about it for today. So let me know what you think down below the comment section, if you think like you know, any of these coins going to be mooning like in March or not. So thank you for watching.